everybody. Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,200 point battles. Just some more Rock Wars GT prep. Just trying to get a few more games in so I can work out all the kinks and, you know, try to remember how to play an army the right way instead of the way I've been playing and stuff like that. You know how it goes. But yeah, it'll be one of the last times I get an opportunity to try out the 2,200 point list before the actual GT. So, butterflies. Anyway, Lord Tremendous of the Warriors of Chaos, that's me, versus King Boulder of the Dwarves, which was kind of exciting because I don't get to play the Dwarves all that often. So, yeah, sit back, relax, and get ready to see or hear, depending on how you're going to pay attention, how this battle goes, because it's a good one.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list. It's my 2,200 point Rock Wars GT list. If you've seen it once, you've seen it 100 times, go ahead and fast forward. I have my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch, level 4 Wizard, Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Chen, other Trickster Shard, Soul Feeder, Flaming Wrist, Scaleskin, and the Laura Medal. My hero choices consist of the Exalted Hero, Lady Elizabeth. She's got the Mark of Tzeentch, she's got a Halberd, Chaos Steed, BSB, Helm of Many Eyes, Dawnstone, and Poisonous Slime. Last and certainly least is my Exalted Hero, Catastrophe. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch, he's on a Demonic Mount, he's got a Halberd, Shield, Talisman of Preservation, and the Third Eye of Tzeentch. Not that it really matters, because he will fail like he always does. My core choices are 5 Chaos Warhounds, the Corn Dogs, 18 Chaos Warriors, the Reavers of Uthwan, with the Mark of Corn, Halberds, Full Command, and Banner of Rage, and 15 Forsaken, Corns Forgotten, with the Mark of Corn. Go figure. My special choice consists of 5 Chaos Knights, Elizabeth's Honor Guard, with the Mark of Tzeentch and Sorcered Weapons, Banner Musician, and the Standard of Discipline. And of course, my rare choice, the one, the only, the one model I can always count on, my Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. My opponent's list is as follows. He had a Dwarf Lord with a great weapon. He had Shield Bearers, 2 Runes of Iron, a Ring of Fortitude, and 3 Runes of Warding, which is, well, he had a lot of literature on him. It was kind of creepy. His hero choices were a Runesmith with the Rune of Spellbreaking ×2, another Runesmith with the Master Rune of Balance, and the Rune of Spellbreaking. Basically, he's got a Dispel Scroll and a Dispel Scroll that destroys your spell. And then he had a Thane with a great weapon who was his BSB. He had the Master Rune of Grotch One Eye and the Rune of Battle. His core choices consist of 20 Dwarf Warriors with full command, great weapons, and shields, and a unit of 21 Longbeards with full command and shields. His special choices was a Naked Cannon, and then 28 Hammers with full command, shields, and the Master Rune of Valhalla. And rare choices were an Organ Gun with the Rune of Burning, and then a Naked Organ Gun. Dirty. Here are my spells, which consist of 4 for metal. And here's deployment, because dwarfs don't have spells. For the most part, my knights, the plan here was my knights were going to shoot around the side there and get a hold of that Organ Gun, or the Dwarf Warriors, or whatever. The dogs sat in front of the Demon Prince, because the idea was here that I figured he was going to shoot at me with his organ guns. So if he shoots past the dogs, I get hard cover, because the Demon Prince isn't a large target. Yay! So they were going to shoot forward and try to get, the Demon Prince was going to try to get a hold of those Longbeards in the middle there. And the dogs were just supposed to give me soft cover or hard cover until I got a hold of them, or the knights did. The Warriors, the Forsaken, useless Exalted Hero, we're going to shoot forward. The Exalted Hero was supposed to get a hold of the, the Organ Gun and the Cannon on my opponent's left flank. Alright. The Forsaken and the Cord Warriors were supposed to slam into the Warriors and the Hammers and just deal with them as best they could until reinforcements arrive. Meanwhile, the Beast was going to try to just fire off his spell, mess with their stats, or create a spawn, whatever he could do in order to help out, and then go where he needed to be. That was the plan. Here's my opponent's right flank, which consists of his Organ Gun, and that was the Bernie one, and his Longbeards right there, and I think a Runesmith and his BSB are in there. I'm not 100%. Over here is his center. I'm sorry, there on the left side is his unit of hammers, and that's where his Dwarf Lord and his BSB is at. In the middle there, in the Warriors, is where his other Runesmith is. There's the Naked Organ Gun and the Naked Cannon. Here's my right flank from right to left. There's the Beast, there's the Forsaken, there's useless piece of garbage, and there's my Corn Warriors. And here's my center, the Dogs, with Lord Tremendous right behind them. And my left flank, which consists of my Knights and Lady Elizabeth. Here's top of one after movement, and for the most part, I got to go first, so I just shot forward. You know, they're dwarves, they're not all that fast. I figured I'd be set. Lady Elizabeth and the Knights come tearing around the tower, the Dogs run the screen formation with Tremendous right behind them, and then everything else shoots forward. I run, what's-his-face, useless piece of garbage in front of the Beast because I realized there's a cannon there. It could be flaming, it might not, but I didn't want to take the chance, so I put him in front of the Mutalisk so that if the cannon did shoot, hopefully this idiot would be able to make his 3-up board save, but I don't know. I figured why not? I'd give it a shot. The only thing to go off in the magic phase was Searing Doom, and I did it on the organ gun because I figured it'd be fun. I was able to roll 1-6 and kill 1 out of the 3 guys that were manning it, so that was kind of cool. You know, I didn't really expect it to do anything, so the fact that I got one of them is kind of neat. And first blood goes to me, which I always enjoy. Also, during the magic phase, I try to get final transmutation off on his Longbeards, but he uses, it's not irresistible, so he uses his Master Rune of Spell Breaking, or whatever it is, the big one that breaks the spell, and of course he destroys final transmutation, and stops the spell, so I no longer have that one, and it breaks my heart. I forget to get a picture of bottom of one after movement. I apologize, I was concentrating and not thinking about the camera that was dangling around my neck. I suck. But to show you what happened during his shooting phase, obviously he doesn't move a whole lot, but during his shooting phase, his organ gun does not take the bait and shoot at the Demon Prince. Instead, he shoots at the Knights and kills 3 of them because yes. And then the other organ gun shoots at the Forsaken and only kills 3. So, you know, 3 from the Knights, 3 from the Forsaken. This worked out great. Nothing else occurs, the cannon overshoots huge, and so we go over here to top of 2 after movement. And just to get them out of the way, I had my Warhounds charge an organ gun. I did not expect them to make it, but when they did, that was awesome. My Demon Prince charges the Longbeards, and he makes it, which is also awesome. My Knights tried to charge an organ gun and fail their charge, because yes. My Chaos Warriors and my Forsaken, I think, just move up. I don't believe I charge with... No, that's not true, I do. What's his face? Sir fails a lot. The Exalted Hero on a Demonic Mount tries to charge a cannon and fails his charge. The Forsaken try to charge the organ gun and fail. And the Beast just kind of moves up slightly to get within 18 inches of something. And the Corn Warriors come down off the hill. Which was probably stupid, but that's what I did. Here's a better picture of the Knights failing their charge and the Dogs making it, which was kind of funny. And here's a better picture of the Demon Prince exactly where he needs to be into the Longbeards to just mash them. And here's a picture of the Exalted Hero and the Forsaken failing a relatively easy charge, actually, so I was kind of disappointed. During the magic phase, the Beast gets his spell off on the Dwarf Warriors, and it's the one where I manipulate his stats. Well, you'll all be happy to know that I lowered his ballistic skill by 1, and I raised his toughness by 1. I think the Beast kind of forgot what team he was on for a minute there, and thanks to their toughness now being 5, they have no problem making their toughness check, the 1 that they had to take for it. So, yay dwarves? I don't really know. Then we go into combat, and my Dogs completely whiff their attacks, and the 2 remaining crew members on the organ gun flub their attacks. I actually win this combat by 1, and they're stubborn and they stay, but how cool is this? The Dogs are doing something other than dying. I'm very proud of them. Then over here in combat, I end up in a challenge with something. I think it's the Rune Priest. And in true fashion, my dice are just like 1s and 2s are fun. I put 1 wound on the stupid little Rune Priest, I think thanks to Thunder Stomps, and I get a wound put on me in return that's past the Charm Shield, so that sucks. I lose this combat, but I'm unbreakable, so it doesn't matter. So we go to bottom of 2 after movement, and you're looking at it, the Dwarves just kind of hang tight. There's no reason for them to move because they can still shoot at me for a while. During the shooting phase, guess who failed the 3-up board save? That's right. Sir fails everything that he comes here to do. I hate this model so much. And I know everyone's like, don't run him on his own, put him in a unit, blah, blah, blah. Screw this guy. He deserves to run backwards through a cornfield butt naked. I hate him. I hate him. Oh man, I rolled a 1 for my ward save, and then I rolled a 2 for my ward save, and he died because the guy was able to do 5 wounds to him. But I guess, you know, the cannonball was aimed at him and not the beast. It only hit him. The beast was able to survive. However, the beast freaks out, panics, and starts fleeing away from the cannon and everything like that. Luckily, he didn't flee off the table. The center to center left him so that there was still a little bit of bonus room there, but I hate that model. Not the beast, catastrophe. And then the organ gun takes some shots at the Forsaken and only manages to kill one, which was pretty funny, actually, if you ask me. Over here in combat, again, more tickles. The dogs flubbed their attacks, and the dwarves flubbed theirs. We're stalemated because neither of us have like a banner, or none of the dogs know how to sing a tune. It's kind of funny. Over here, my dice finally warm up. I smash through some stuff and do pretty well here, so I was quite happy about that. I'm sorry, in the last turn, I did kill the thing I was in combat with, but yeah, I'm able to destroy a bunch of longbeards, and that makes me feel pretty good. So we go to top of 3 after movement, and the Forsaken charge into the cannon and make it. And I was happy about that, you know, just because I didn't want the cannon to kill my Mutolith. The Mutolith does rally. The Corn Warriors try to charge the hammers and fail because charging is hard. And the Knights just kind of start working their way around the tower because, yes. There's a better picture of the Forsaken slamming into the cannon, which is good. And here's a better picture of the Corn Warriors failing to charge into the hammers because, like I said, charging is hard. And there's a better picture of the beast coming back into the fight because, yay! We go into combat, because my magic phase, I don't have any targets. We go into combat, and the dogs, these wonderful, wonderful animals, actually hit and wound twice and kill the 2 dwarves that were left crewing the organ gun. If you can believe it, my dogs got a hold of a war machine and killed it without taking any wounds. I flip them around because they're done. They've made their points back. I love these things. Absolutely love the dogs. Always have, always will. Look at them. Who's such a good doggy? Who's a good doggy? You're good doggies. Yeah. And then over here, you know, heartened by the fact that the dogs can actually do something, the Demon Prince starts slaughtering Longbeards like it's going out of style. They're stubborn, so they don't go anywhere, but it's still awesome. Then over here in combat, I think my Forsaken ended up getting poison attacks. Not that he needed it. I got like 20-something attacks. I was able to kill the crew, no problem. They overrun because they have to. They hit the organ gun, and this is where I realized that I made a huge mistake. Those warriors are going to be able to charge the flank of the Forsaken next turn, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't see it. I literally didn't see it. Yeah, really stupid on my part, but what can you do? So we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and wouldn't you know it, the Dwarf Warriors charge into the flank of the Forsaken, and then the Hammers have no problem making the charge into the Corn Warriors because, yes, other than that, everything he has is deader in combat. There's a better picture of his Warriors slamming into my Forsaken because, woohoo! And there's a better picture of his Hammers slamming into my Corn Warriors because, you know, failure is fun. He has no magic phase or shooting phase, so we go straight into combat, and as you can see, I lose 6 of my Corn Warriors, but he loses like 5, 6, or 7. I mean, we do a decent amount of damage to these hammers. It's fun. But what ends up happening is I lose by 1. Yeah, we all know what happens when you lose by 1 with me, right? Yeah, I break. And I actually ran 10 inches, so I was like, oh cool, maybe I'll get away. No, the dwarves go boxcars. He rolls boxcars, catches my warriors, and destroys all of them. I could not believe it. But you know what? It is what it is. You know, these things happen. It's been happening to me a lot. It's starting to become par for the course, and I can't fault my opponent for rolling out of the box. That was actually pretty awesome. Then over here in combat, my Forsaken get poisoned once again, and they're able to kill not only 4 of the Dwarf Warriors in their flank, but they smash the crew of the organ gun. So in the end, I only lose by 1, and I end up 1 or 2, and I ended up making my break check, which was shocking. But the problem was I did not make my leadership check to turn to face since I lost combat. I had to roll it in order to see if I could combat reform, and I failed it. So the Dwarf Warriors stay in my flank, and that sucks. So we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and I do some Hail Mary stuff. Lady Elizabeth slams into the Longbeards just to get them destroyed quicker. The Knights run over to try to get closer to the Hammers or the Warriors, depending on where they can do the most damage. The Beast tries, it's a long distance charge. I needed like a 10 to hit him, but the Beast tries to charge into the flank of the Dwarf Warriors and fails, and that was really the only hope that the Forsaken had, other than my opponent just rolling like dirt. And other than that, everything is dead or in combat. The dogs aren't moving because I like them right where they're at. There's a better picture of Elizabeth and Tremendous getting ready to finish off the Longbeards. And there's a better picture of the Beast trying to be a hero. Oh, he could have been somebody. Yeah, I needed a 10. It doesn't shock me that he failed it. I don't fault the Beast for it at all. It was just hope because the Forsaken need help. During combat over here, we kill... It's another kind of a flubtastic roll. Lady Elizabeth ends up in a challenge with a unit champion, I think, and kills him and gets +1 toughness for her trouble. However, the unit is still got some models in it, and they're stubborn, so they don't go anywhere. Then over here in combat, the Dwarf Warriors go crazy. I end up getting armor piercing, which would have been useful, but I flub my rolls pretty bad. I don't do anything to him. He kills 4 of my guys. I need like... well, with 4 wounds, flank, 2 ranks, and a banner to nothing. I need snakes. I do not roll it. But I get away. I am literally an inch away from the board, and the Dwarf Warriors do not catch me, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, it sucks a little bit because it's their turn next. So we all know what's going to happen here. So... you know, not to keep you in suspense or anything like that, we go to bottom of 4 after movement, and yeah, the Dwarf Warriors charge a Forsaken off the table, they go after him, and yeah, that's pretty much it. These Hammers turn to look at the Beast and try to go after him because, well, that's just the closest thing of points they have. Everything else he has or is dead in combat or off the table. Yeah, there's a better picture of the Dwarf Warriors catching my Forsaken as they fled off the table, so it's a little sad, but well played by my opponent. Can't fault the guy for outsmarting me. We go into combat, and the Longbeards are killed to a man. Lady Elizabeth and Lord Tremendous turn and strike a pose because they can, and that's good because now I can try to send them after the Hammers or the Warriors, depending on what I need to send them after. So here's top of 5 after movement, and as you can see, I make a huge long distance charge with Lord Tremendous. I needed a 10 or an 11 to hit them in the rear, and I made it. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, Lord Tremendous goes slamming into the Hammers from across the damn field with an 19-inch range charge. I just figured I'd go for it. It would be fun. Lady Elizabeth does not attempt to charge. She just runs up 14 inches. The Knights run over to try to deal with the Warriors, and the Beast moves up to deal with the Warriors when they come back on the table, because the hope here is when they come back on the table, the Beast and the Knights are able to charge them and kill them, because I need points. There's a better picture of the insanely long charge by my Demon Prince into the Hammers, and I was feeling pretty good about this. We go into combat, and of course, his lord issues a challenge. My lord asks to accept. It's not like I can go to the back. And I'm able to put 2 wounds onto him, which I feel really good about. So yeah, he's like a third of the way dead now, because I think Dwarf Lords on Shield Bearers with stuff have like 6, 7, 8 wounds now. Something ridiculous. But yeah, I was happy about that. You know, I win this combat, but it doesn't matter because he's you know, steadfast and makes his check no problem. Due to the time constraints and the fact that I was sitting on my shoulders, I forget to take a picture of bottom of 5 after movement because I was just excited and, you know, I get giddy. So, yeah, I still suck. But honestly, there was not a whole lot. The Warriors came back on the field, and then these guys we fought during the last combat. Of course, after they lost the combat, they made their leadership check, turn to face me. We do another combat. I'm able to slip another wound through on his Dwarf Lord, and he's not able to do anything to me. I lose this combat, but I'm unbreakable, so it doesn't matter. So here's top of 6 after movement, and as you can see, I have done great things. My Muleth charges the Dwarf Warriors, and they try to stay. They take a terror check, fail it, and run 10 inches off the table. Was awesome. Lady Elizabeth slams into the Hammers because now that the Dwarf Warriors are gone, I don't have a whole lot to do over there. And the Knights turn to face the Hammers because, well, I mean, that's really the only target I have left. There's a better picture of Lady Elizabeth slamming into the Hammers with Lord Tremendous because it's time to get points as quick as I can. And over here is a better picture of the Beast chasing the Dwarf Warriors off the table because the Beast always produces without fail. During the combat phase, Lady Elizabeth is able to kill 4 of the hammers, and Lord Tremendous is able to do nothing but take a wound for his trouble, with four wounds, banner, and a charge to 1 wound, 1, 2, 3 ranks, and banner shenanigans. I end up losing this combat, and it's fine because I make my break checks, but ooh, if Lady Elizabeth breaks, she just explodes. So that was dangerous. Luckily, you know, nothing happens. So we go to bottom of 6, and there's nothing. All the dwarves are dead with the exception of Hammer unit, and they're in combat. So we go into combat, and wouldn't you mother effing know it, Lord Tremendous decides he's tired of making all of his armor and ward saves and dies. He takes 2 wounds, I rolled 2 1s, and then I failed to roll 5s for my ward save, and he dies. He dies. I'm not even playing the music anymore because I cannot friggin' believe it. Lady Elizabeth ends up losing this combat because she's only able to kill 2 more dwarves. And so I lose combat by, I think, 3 because he's got some crazy banner shenanigans going on. And yeah, she breaks from combat and explodes. So bottom of 6, yeah, victory, or defeat snatched from the jaws of victory right here. As Lady Elizabeth and my Demon Prince explode at the bottom of 6. And there it is. There's the end of the game. The hammers with his lord and his BSB are sitting there, and I've got my beast, my knights, and some dogs left. That's it. It was devastating. He, right at the very end, the last possible moment, he kills 2 huge point characters that you get 100 points each for killing. And what can you do? I mean, my dice just decided that they were tired. But you know what? I gotta be honest real quick. Quick Lord Tremendous deep thoughts. My mind, I am getting ready to start playing a new army. I got a great deal on a new army that I've been toying with playing for a long time, and I have not actually played them yet. I spent like 4 days assembling them all, and even my wife and I have actually decided to joint paint them because there's a lot, and it's something else, actually. So I got to be honest with you. I think my army knows I'm thinking about playing. I'm getting ready to play a new army, so they're mad at me. And so I think that's why there's been so much failure. Also, my heart's just not in it. My heart's in the new army. I want to play it. I want to try it out. So I think that's where my biggest problem is so far, because the 2 armies play significantly different. So yeah, that's the problem, and that's what I'm going to use it as an excuse. But never mind all that. We'll get to that in a minute because we need to take a timeout. Hey guys, I know I've already talked to you about this before, but you should really check these pictures out because they were all painted, including my model, by Unleashed Wargaming. And they have their email right up there at the top of the page, and they've also got it down there. They got a YouTube channel. He's working on a website. It's not quite ready yet, but yeah, really, if you get a chance, check these guys out. If you're looking for someone to paint your stuff real good, seriously, check these guys out. Go to his, send him an email, check out his YouTube page. It's really worth your time. It's a phenomenal job. You know, it's quick, it's painless. You don't have to worry about painting your stuff. And soon I'll be running a model that these guys painted for me, and I'm very excited about that. But check out these pictures. Give this guy an email. Check him out on YouTube. Get your models painted by him if you can. It's totally worth it. And tell him Tremendous sent you. Well, after the dust settled, we totaled up the points, and it was a hard-fought loss for Lord Tremendous. I only got 1,225 points out of my opponent. He got 1,895 out of me with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 900 points earned in the bottom of 6 right there by killing my BSB and my general. It was fantastic. My opponent played beautifully, and I cannot fault him for how he won. I mean, wow, beat me in close combat with dwarves. I'm breathtaking. You know, what can you do? It is what it is, and it's funny as hell. The Warriors cast ended up losing the Demon Prince, Elizabeth cast, the Warriors, and my Forsaken. The dwarves ended up losing a runesmith, a thane, his warriors, his longbeards, his cannon, and 2 organ guns. I'm sorry, I think he lost 2 runesmiths, both of his runesmiths. And yeah. So that was it's not like the victory party for the dwarves is going to be overly populated, but still they're at least going to have a victory party. But once again, Cass catches a cannonball with his face and can't roll a 3-up ward, re-rolling 1s. He wants me to burn him. I know he does, but unfortunately for him, my hatred towards him does not overrule my fear of my wife. So, what can you do? Foolish mistake on my part, charging the Forsaken into the War Machines and giving up their flank. I never should have done that, but I was angry with Castashvi, who was my answer for the War Machines, and I should have probably gone after the Warriors. Really stupid that I didn't. Really incredibly stupid that I didn't. But I learned a valuable lesson, and that's why we play these games, right? So we'll see. We'll see if I can think 2 moves ahead from now on. Those Warhounds, though, oh my god, did you see what they did when they got a hold of that thing? Oh my god, they blew up an organ gun. They didn't lose anything for their trouble. Oh, the Warhounds. Oh, gotta love the loyalty of the puppies, huh? That last combat where Elizabeth and Tremendous died was so intense, but, it sucks. It got away from me. I relied on my characters to do what they usually do, and I think they're mad at me right now, so, what can you do? But it was a great game. It was really fun to play against Dwarves, and I'm definitely looking forward to the rematch as soon as I can sit down with them. Maybe even with the new army. But yeah, guys, a lot of foreshadowing, a lot of hints, a lot of teasers. But yeah, that's going to do it for this battle report number 140. But as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.